Hello friends, welcome back to another Commander video. Today we're looking at a very feisty Raccoon in Bello Bard of the Brambles. Bello is an aggressive Gruul commander, costing a colorless, a red, and a green for a 3/3 Raccoon Bard. During our turn, non-equipment artifacts and non-aura enchantments we control with mana value 4 or greater are also 4/4 elemental creatures with indestructible, haste, and whenever they deal combat damage to a player, we draw a card. That's a ton of text to stomach, so let's break down how I went about building this list. 4 mana or greater is the name of the game, so we can best utilize Bello's ability, so our artifacts and enchantments need to be this mana cost or higher to work with Bello. Since many of our cards are at least 4 mana, ramping and mana acceleration is very important to help us double spell on our turn. And we're an oddly aggressive deck, so focusing on evasion to help us push damage is key. So if you're ready to crush your opponents with animated artifacts and enchantments, let's get into the deck list. And as always guys, you can find the full deck list in the description below, and if you enjoy this video, please consider smashing that like button as it really helps out the channel. In this deck, mana is everything because our curve really starts at 2 and then 4. Normally in green decks, I like Landwar Elves and Birds of Paradise, and those are premium accelerants. This time, however, I started our acceleration in the 2-drop slot. This is because playing a 4-drop on turn 3 is premium, and playing an accelerant on turn 1 didn't really help the deck much. I also found the 2 mana accelerants to have much more upside to them. Wandertail Mentor in particular, with its expendability, can really become something as the game goes on. Trail Tracker Scout offers similar upside, Sanctum Weaver can get us large amounts of mana in the late game, and Elysian Caryatid, Ruckus Audience, and Fanatic of Ronus offer more potential when Bello is online. Incubation Druid and Armored Scrapgorger offer their own unique abilities while fixing our mana. Solemn Simulacrum is usually an auto-include but gets special notice here. Bello's only limitation is equipment artifacts. Artifact creatures, however, get Bello's buff. So Solemn becomes a 4/4 elemental with Bello on the battlefield while still fetching us a land. Similarly, the Regalia becomes a creature on our turn, and there's no need to crew it. Its attack ability will trigger even though it wasn't crewed, and since it's indestructible from Bello, it gets us a land every time we turn it sideways. Omen Path Journey and Into the Wilds are unique enchantments for helping us make our land drops. This filters our deck and draws to help keep our foot on the gas, and since they're 4 mana, they will become 4/4 Bellomentals on our turn. I put premium stock in cards like Hedron Archive. They're colorless so they can be played easily, they ramp us big, and they become Bellomentals on our turn. Okay, let's talk about turning things sideways. Similar to the Regalia, vehicles are exceptional in this deck since they become creatures on our turn without crewing, and boy are there some good ones. Cybership in particular has evasion and starts making bodies from our opponent's deck. The RMS Titanic does big damage and it ramps us after it hits hard. Sky Sovereign is evasive and does damage when it enters. And Thunderhawk Gunship helps all of our attackers gain flying when it attacks. It's great for an Alpha Strike. On the enchantment side, I found the enchantment gods to be appealing in this deck. Nylea offers our creatures trample to help push damage, and Xenagos can buff a creature for big extra damage. These make great blockers as well since they are indestructible all the time. Have you ever wanted to play Stuffy Doll? Well, here's your chance. It's a 4/4 on our turn that can punish an opponent even if it's blocked. Giggling Skitterspike is also great here. It will do at least 4 damage when it attacks, and with the ramp in this deck, making it monstrous is very easy to do. Remember, those are counters that will add to its base power, so it will be a 9/9 on our turn once it becomes monstrous. That may end a few games on its own. Nyxborn Hydra and Stonecoil Serpent follow the same lines. Adding counters will only buff it on our turn when Bello is out. Both having trample help push damage and draw us extra cards. Berserker's Onslaught is a 4/4 Bellomental that will give our whole team double strike, and Rite of the Raging Storm gives all of our opponents a 5/1 elemental on their turn to attack each other with. It's kind of like having a goated creature on each of our opponent's turns. And I've included a tally here just as another powerful card. It plays off our opponent's decks, offering tons of advantage from an easily castable dinosaur. I wanted the card draw in this deck to do as much work as possible. Most of these will be a 4/4 attacker on our turn, and if they deal damage, they'll draw even more cards. Outpost Siege, the Flux, and Stolen Strategy all offer card advantage while playing well with Bello. The Flux in particular sticks around for so many turns and gives us a ton of value, some interaction, and eventually extra mana to use. At 4 mana, this is a bomb card to draw. Note that anything that can be a Bello Mental on our turn will see itself as a creature when it enters, so Guardian Project actually works well with Bello, as our artifacts and enchantments will be creatures when they enter. Garruk's Uprising gives our team trample while doing a similar Guardian Project effect, since everything is a 4/4, and Elemental Bond in the similar fashion. Chimel the Inner Sun is a Bello Mental that will discover 5 at our end step, allowing us to keep putting permanents onto the battlefield. Escape from the Wilds is just so much value for 5 mana that I can't pass it up. And as a Fallout fan, I was so excited to put Rose in this deck. She becomes a 4/4 with first strike on our turn and generates junk tokens when we attack opponents. These tokens can help us cast spells and generate mana when you sacrifice them. Muera Trash Tactician is also a ton of value. 2/4 is a great body to block with, and expending in this deck is so easy. Even a single mana off Muera helps us cast, and it's 2 mana if Bello's in play. Expending 4 should happen almost automatically, and expending 8 just gives us more card advantage. There's a lot to like here. Our interaction package is also very strong, as Gruul colors just play so well with beefy creatures. Summon Kujata is a monster of a card. It has haste and flying, so it will most likely connect and draw us a card. It can blow up some creatures and then help us connect again at our next combat step. Overlord of the Boyer Bilges is a card I found myself liking more and more in my red commander decks. It particularly shines here. It's 4 damage when it enters, and since it's an enchantment, Bello makes it a 4/4 with haste, so when it attacks, it does another 4 damage. It also has indestructible, so it will stick around and hit something else on our next combat. Summon Esper Vilgormata is also sweet to snipe opponents' Path to Exiles and card draw from their graveyards. It also has flying, so it will most likely draw some cards when it attacks. It also offers much more mana each turn to help us cast spells. Stump Stomp, Colony Ambush, and Bridgeworks Battle are common land spell effects good in this deck with indestructible 4/4s. Untimely Malfunction is just a great card with high versatility, and it can save Bello in a pinch. Beast Within and Chaos Warp are great catch-alls, and Siege Ship Impact can help us ramp in addition to dealing with opponents' artifacts or enchantments. Decimate offers a ton of value for 4 mana even if it's only sorcery speed, and Chain Reaction, Blasphemous Act help us wipe the board. Since most of our team is indestructible, this can be a one-sided board wipe if we can keep Bello alive. Speaking of which, lastly, Bello is the key to our decks, so protection is mandatory. Asceticism is costly but potent here. Regeneration on Bello is really nice, and it can also be a 4/4 attacker on our turn. Blossoming Defense, Collective Resistance, Defend the Rider, and Royal Treatment all offer cheap ways to keep Bello from biting the dust. Destiny Spinner can animate our lands while making Bello uncounterable, and Champion's Helm and Dragonfire Blade are simple but effective equipment to put on Bello to keep our opponents off balance and our game plan online. And that's my deck review of Bello Bard of the Brambles in Commander. As always, you can find the full deck list in the description below. What did you think of the deck? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video.